Got the first UFC win under the belt back in November, I believe. Just give me an idea of like how important is that to get to that moment and get that accomplishment?
It's a huge accomplishment. Of course, everyone wants to get into the UFC, and then you get in here, and then you find out that these are sharks, and everyone's a shark. Me going into that fight, I knew Burchak. Like I said, me and him were friends, and I knew he was coming on a five-fight win streak, finishing everybody in the first round. And then also as a great grappler. But like I belong in this division. I know I belong in this division. I know I could go out there and take out anybody. So going to that fight, I was confident. I felt great. I went out there and just performed. Couldn't have a better night.
Absolutely. See, I always wonder about that. Like you said, everybody has this dream, right? You get into the UFC and there's a setback in your first one. I always wonder what that does psychologically. Like, is that difficult between fight one and fight two to keep that faith in yourself? Like, hey, I do know I belong here. I do know that I'm as good as I thought I was.
No, it didn't affect me at all. When I fought Marab on that 20-hour notice, they literally got called. Like, say it was today. It was a Thursday night. Thursday morning, it was like, hey, you want to go fight? Like who? Like Marab. Okay, sure. Who's Marab? And then check my weight. I was 157. I'm like, I'll be there. I'll make it. And I was already getting ready to cut down to 35. Luckily, he wanted it at 40. But still, from 157 to 140, still a 17-pound drop in 20-hour notice. And I still had to do medicals and do everything. Made the weight, and I felt like I performed. I felt like I performed against one of the top guys out in the division. I felt my skill-wise, I thought I was better than him. I still do. I actually came into Extreme Couture, got some rounds with him. He's like, don't ask for a rematch, and we just started laughing. Because skill-wise, I know I'm better than that guy, and I know I'm better than a lot of the guys in the division. Like, I am I'm glad I'm there. People are like looking past me and thinking, oh, Gustavo's gonna get knocked out by this dude. By who? Like, who is this random Yanez dude that supposedly has good striking and good footwork? I'm like, could he swim? How deep in the waters can he swim? Does he like there's some interviews say he likes to scramble, likes to wrestle. I'm like, you don't like to wrestle. Wrestlers don't like to wrestle. I'm gonna put you in some deep water and he's gonna get drowned.
That's awesome. I was going to ask you what you thought about this matchup, right? Because I feel like he's got a lot of hype around him. You know what I mean? Like,
what?
People are looking at him as this super prospect or whatever.
Talk to me. Who he beat? Who has he beat? That is like, oh, he fought like the Marabs, the fucking guys in the UFC. He's doing well. He will be a good fighter, but I'm gonna ruin his night. And I'm gonna ruin a lot of people's. His whole hype is gonna get taken off. I'm a different animal in this game. With the world of sharks, I'm that megalodon dude that gets you in the waters, and I'm gonna drown this dude. It's different. I'm a different beast. Even when I would fight Burchak is an amazing grappler, and he's like, bro, you're different. My coaches at 10 Planet are like, bro, they've never seen no one like you. I am a different animal down there. And in the world of sharks, I'm that big monster is gonna drown these guys.
That's awesome. Can't say it much better than that. Let me just say last thing then. What kind of fight are you expecting here? I mean, he's had some quick finishes, right? So, I mean, do you feel like this is a fight that comes out and you get it done early and there can be something spectacular? Or do you feel like, in order to drown him, you gotta take him to the deep waters of the rounds as well?
I could drown him in the first round. It doesn't take much for me to so the moment I get a hands on this guy, it's gonna be a bad night for him. He's and for him, he's a guy that loves to come pressure. He's a guy that loves to come forward. Let's go. Let's get close to me. Let's see what happens. He's like we talked about some interviews that he's hoping to knock me out. He's hoping. I know if I get a hold of him, it's gonna be a bad night. And my striking, who's saying my striking ain't good? Have you not seen my last highlights? So where's this hype coming from this dude? I'm gonna ruin this guy's night. He's going to have an amazing trip. I'm going to go out there, put on a show, get that bonus, and just fucking take off. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to murder this guy. It's going to be a bad night for him.
Are you always this fired up before a fight, or is there something about this one in particular?
No, during fight week, I get just super focused. I'm in a point in my life that I'm just the happiest I could be right now. Everything in my life is well, family's good, everything's happy, and I've changed my outlook in life of just being grateful for where I'm at, and I'm super happy. Things are just amazing. I have so much going on in the world other than just fighting. I have this new business that we're starting up with this fashion designer called Camille Flawless, and she does like high-end dresses with these stones, Swarovski stones, and these are like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 dresses. So I partnered up with her because me having my bachelor's in finance, I could help broaden the business, and her being being the artist she is, she could do what she does. So I'll connect my people with her people. We have a trip to Miami after this to go do some more business, go look at a shop we're gonna buy. And then I have my other company, Team Hustle, at Las Vegas, that we have a big meeting with a bunch of investors the next week. This fighting is not all I do. I'm a super intelligent dude, and when I get into the cage, when I get to this point in my life that I'm intense right now. I just want to get a hold of this guy. We got this notice 16 weeks out, long time out. So we had a lot of time to study this dude, to know what he's doing, work on my striking, work on my defense, work on my movement. If he's gonna throw, come at me, man. Let's go. You think I don't have a chin? Like, have you not seen the people I fought? Like, where does this dude come from?
Well, I was going to ask, do you think it's something to do with the fact that he's coming off the Contender Series, right? We see a lot of momentum from those guys coming into the UFC from that outlet, so maybe that could be it?
It could be it. It could be the two highlights that he had. Great knockouts, but against some random-ass dudes. Name me the guy he fought. Right? It's like, oh, he fought Marab. Oh, he fought Anthony Burchak. Oh, he fought these. Who's he fought? He had some dudes.
Victor Rodriguez.
Who's that?
It's a guy he just fought.
Yeah. So who is he? Yeah. It's like, I'm sure he looks talented. He has great striking. He might be good on the ground, but he's not a monster like me.
Going back to the Marab thing, I quite enjoyed the story you said about the conversation you guys had at the gym. Did he say don't ask for a rematch because of how well you did against him in training? Was that the sort of the joke? I
think that was a joke. I took it like we were wrestling, took him down. We were working back and forth. We're just drilling. We're moving around, but he couldn't hold me down. And I was holding him down. He's like, he's just joking. We were just training. Like, don't ask for a rematch, and I'm just laughing about it because. I'm at least another year, 2-3 years before I even get back to those kind of fights. Like, those are the fights you take on a short notice, but like saying, like, they're not going to offer me him next. After I win this guy, what would they offer? They'll build me up. I'll get a couple more wins, and then, I might just surpass him and just move on and go up the rankings. Like, getting that revenge don't need it. It doesn't do anything for me. Like, I'm grateful for the opportunity that he gave me that got me here in the UFC. Now I'm able to work everyone at the UFC PI. Bo been amazing. He's been making me so much stronger, bigger, thicker, and smaller. I'm lean. I'm ready to go. The engine's running, man, full cylinders. And it's funny, we do the VO2 max test. We did it 8 weeks out, and I was already in fight shape back then. So for the past 8 weeks, we just been sharpening the blade. I'm just going to go out there and